Thanks for having me, and it's with my great honor that I get to introduce a governor who is great at so many things, including being a great housing champion, Governor Gavin Newsom.
Well, you were going to talk about basketball. Thank you. Thank you, everybody, for... They were really impressive. I think they were trying to press all of you guys. There's a little more energy in this press conference than normal, because a lot of these bills they're tough and you got to slog through them. There's 32 bills that we'll be pressing today. 32, 7 that we're highlighting today, 7 that I'll be signing here today in this space. That is not the entire package of housing bills that are on my desk. I started 2 weeks ago, 991 bills. 991 bills on my desk, over 70 in the housing space, and I absolutely concur with what was just stated. This legislature in the last 4, 5, 6 years has done more, arguably, than the last 4 or 5 legislatures have done in the last 30, 40, or 50 years to address this crisis. I mean that. I couldn't be more proud of their work. And you've seen this sort of tectonic mind shift away from NIMBYism to YIMBYism, this shift around accountability, this shift of understanding that the state vision is realized at the local level. Localism is determinative, particularly as it relates to housing. And accountability and transparency are foundational to advance those goals. That said, we continue to struggle with accountability. We continue to struggle with transparency. I give you Exhibit A, Huntington Beach, California. That is a city that's performative in terms of their approach to addressing the crisis of affordability, not just in their city, but in our state. There is no doubt the state of mind for most Californians that I think connects more Californians is a recognition that the original sin in this state is affordability and impacts more people in more ways on more days, and that's the issue of cost of housing. And it's that imbalance of supply and demand. It's the fact that we simply have not gotten out of our way. And that's the challenge we're trying to address here today. And it's a challenge we've been addressing for a number of months, but we're strengthening and we're tightening up our efforts around the accountability frame. We created an accountability unit a number of years ago, and I want to thank the legislature for embracing that and supporting that and funding that effort. 540 actions. 540 actions with that accountability unit, and a champion with the Attorney General that has put the hammer down. And this is not, we're not closed fists, we're open hands. The incentives are next level. But for those that turn their back on this crisis, we're turning up the heat. And Rob Bonta has demonstrably advanced some very aggressive actions that have produced some remarkable results. 7,500 units of housing have been unlocked through the actions the Attorney General has taken and this Housing Accountability Unit has taken. Ask the folks in Elk Grove if this accountability unit hasn't been impactful. And you will soon be able to ask the folks in Huntington Beach if the law I'm about to sign is not impactful. They continue to thumb their nose at the state of California, the people of this great state. They continue to lose decision after decision after decision. They abuse the process. They abuse the law. And now we will enforce aggressive fines with the law that I will be signing today. Enough is enough. This is serious stuff, and it requires serious people, serious purpose, as was said by Buffy, serious mission. And so I want to thank again the legislature for continuing to focus on the issue that defines more issues in the state of California. By the way, that includes component parts, and that's the issue of homelessness. We're now incorporating for the first time, and this is where it gets dull, in the 7th RHNA cycle, look that up later, we will be requiring homelessness as a component part of our legal goal setting. This is the first time the state has done that for people earning below 30% of AMI, 0 to 15%, 15 to 30%, extremely low. We're defining that category of individuals as it relates to the legally required planning process through our RHNA process. We're also improving our efforts around the housing element. We're improving, as it was noted, around clarity, around builder's remedy, and we're addressing the great work, yes, I'm going back to you guys, that our NorCal carpenters and Danny Curtin representing all of you in the state level, the work you guys did with Assemblywoman Wicks a couple years ago, a year ago, I guess, as it relates to some of these vacant malls that we want to convert. And then we started to see, despite that landmark legislation, AB 2011, getting passed and signed, we started to see some mishigash at the local level, delaying the ability to actually produce the result that is getting cleaned up in the bill that I also will be signing here today. So across the spectrum, we're continuing to iterate and we're continuing to hold ourselves to a higher level of expectation and ultimately accountability as well. We are all in this together. We are all better off when we are all better off. That's the spirit that defines these bills that will be signed today and pressed. Final thing. The people of the state of California did something extraordinary, and that was they made a commitment, a historic commitment to $6.38 billion to invest in the crisis of behavioral health in this state. We made a commitment that we were going to move a process forward to invest those dollars with the kind of accountability that the people of this state deserve. We moved forward with what we referred to as a notice of funding availability a few months ago for one component part of that bond at an historic pace. Usually it takes 2 years after something is passed before the notice of funding availability comes out. We've just done it in a matter of months, and we're stepping that up again for our vets. $1+ billion that we're putting forward today, and for those that are homeless, that are struggling with mental illness. So that's part of what we call Home Key Plus, $2.25 billion. We're also announcing a framework to make available those dollars in a matter of months, applications available in a matter of months. So moving all of these things forward, trying to move our state forward, trying to address an issue that, again, I think the vast majority of Californians agree is the top issue in this state and increasingly across the nation. With that, we'll take your questions in a moment, but let's sign these bills.
I'll just do a little awkward. We'll have the kids' table. Yeah, let's talk about my advance here. Let's do that's yours.
You guys did the heavy lifting. Hi, thanks so much for watching. To view more content like this, we've selected some videos that we think you'll enjoy. And don't forget to like or click that button here on the bottom left of your screen to subscribe.